Hey, do you really want to be on the praise team? You like the way the praise team sounds? You got a good praise team at your church? If you do have a good praise team at your church, chances are they're doing the things that I'm about to go over right now. But if you're thinking about joining the praise team, I need you to listen to me because it is a little bit different than what you do in the choir stand when you're amongst the masses of people. So hear me out when I tell you these things that you need to know about being on a praise team at the church. First thing I want to say is this. If you are on the praise team, you cannot be scared to sing. Choir members, when you're up in the choir stand, you can kind of, fake your way to the top because you're surrounded by other people who may be singing, singing correctly, singing real good. And if you get to the part that you don't want to sing on or you kind of, nervous on, you can just kind of fade on out and the person next to you takes over. You see what I did there? And that works in the choir, but on the praise team, that doesn't work. Usually in the praise team, you got your own microphone, okay? So we going to hear you when you sound like you're not supposed to sound or if something goes wrong. So you can't be afraid to sing. So even if you're unsure, keep singing. Sing something that kind of sounds right, but be bold. Trust yourself. But you got to do the work to make sure. But if you're on the praise team, you're going to do that anyway, right? Hey, God gave you the gift. You might as well use it so you can't be scared to sing. The next thing I want to say is probably one of the most crucial elements of a praise team or even just a small ensemble. And it is this. Blending is crucial, y'all. Blending. What is blending? It's not about who sounds the best. It's not about if I sound better than, Sally Sue or if, Johnny May sings better than, Clem Henry. It's not about that. It's about matching tone. It's about volume and phrasings and all of that. Everybody has to blend so that the worship can be powerful the way it needs to be. So you're not a distraction when you stick out, as they say, like a sore thumb. You can't be that person. You really need to do that. If it's not being implemented in your praise teams, then that's going to be an issue. You'll think it sounds good. But the truth of the matter is that it's probably not going to sound as good as you think it does. If you don't believe me, especially if you're live streaming and they got direct audio, just listen to how, just listen to how it sounds. That's all I'm going to say right now. Okay, the next thing I want to put on your plate is this. You really need to practice outside of the time that you're rehearsing. Practice is what you do at home. Rehearsing is what you do when you get to where y'all rehearse. Somebody said it once, you got to rehearse before you rehearse. So you need to be rehearsing at home, okay? Rehearse so you can rehearse. You got to practice at the house, okay? You got to do it. You got to put in the work for that because praise teams, it's more intricate singing. It is. Any ensemble where everybody got a microphone, 5 of you, 10 of you, however many, it is very crucial that you do some practice at home. Yes, rehearsal is so that when you come together, you can tighten up all that you've gone over while you're at home. We live in today's age. Everything just about you need is streaming. Even if it's an original song, hey, we can record it somewhere and send it to you so that you can do what? Practice at home, whatever leisure time you have. So that is crucial. You got to devote some time to practicing at home, praise team. You hear me? Don't come up in there acting like you don't know the song and we sent the song to you 3 weeks in advance. Even if we send it 1 week in advance, you had a week. You can listen to it at least one time. Am I fussing? Just a little bit, but I love you. Hey, I just wanted to jump in real quickly and say, if you are getting some kind of a value out of this video, it would give me such joy if you would like this video, okay? Just give it a little like. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. And it'll spread to so many folks who need to hear this message that I'm giving out. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. The next thing I would like to point out to you is that, and this is very, very important, okay? Don't oversing, okay? Leave room for the spirit. What I mean by that? We all like runs and harmonies, every now and again. Stop running all over the place too, please, okay? And that's a topic for another day, but leave room for the spirit, okay? Sometimes you need to keep it simple. The complex sometimes does too much, and when you do that, guess what happens? It takes the focus off of God and puts the focus on you. Nobody's there to focus on you, okay? You are the messenger. So you need to sing where the message is coming through. I'm not saying that some, a few vocal acrobatics here and there don't, spruce up the song, but you know what I'm talking about. Don't try to act funny. You know what I mean when I say don't overdo it. Every line don't need to be we don't need all that just for you to say Jesus saves. Okay? Come on. We don't want you to bury what your voice under trying to impress people. Okay? Sing from your heart. The people who receive it will receive it. God will be pleased as long as it is authentic, and keep doing everything you do in excellence. And I say that a lot, and I'm going to say it again. You got a microphone in your face, so you really need to do that. Okay? All right. The next thing kind of goes for choirs, but praise teams, especially because it's just a small group of y'all. You need to be spiritually prepared. Okay? You need to maybe have a little time to yourself before you get there. Get your spirit right. Pray, ask God to keep everything in your remembrance. Do all of that, a little personal time with God by yourself, because you are on what's called the praise team. So you need to be ready to give God praise with your singing. Okay. So just make sure that you are in alignment with God and God's will and all of that. Whatever you have that's going on in your life, leave it somewhere else. The only time, if you're bringing it in, leave it at the altar. Let God deal with it. But I'm just saying, I ain't preaching. I'm just saying. Okay. So just get yourself together. That's not the same thing as a warm up. That vocal warm up is one thing, but a spiritual warm up, hey, that's something totally different. So keep that in mind. Okay. And here's another thing that happens. On the praise team, things can shift. And I know we use shift a lot in our churches nowadays. Sometimes we use it too much. However, when you are on a praise team and you're singing those types of songs, the spirit can shift and God can lead you here, even though you practiced here. And if the leader goes here, it is important. It is imperative that you go where the leader goes. We're not going to get mad and angry because it's not what we practiced. What we're going to do is we're going to go, I don't want to say go with the flow, but hey, we're going to go with the flow. Spiritual flow, that is, okay? Stay connected. Be ready, because those kinds of shifts sometimes can be the most powerful shifts that can happen during a worship service. And my God, to be part of actually bringing that flow into fruition with using your voice, that's a beautiful thing. So be connected to the leader. Make sure that you're going where we're going, okay? Stay with it. And the last thing I'll say, it kind of mirrors what I just said. And that's basically stay connected and be present. Don't be on autopilot while you're singing. Have life, have energy. Even if it's a song you've sung 20 times, there could be someone in your congregation who has never heard this song before. And this song could be the very song that leads them into the breakthrough that they actually have been searching for. Okay? So don't take for granted that you're singing an old song. Don't take for granted that you have a microphone in your hand and you're singing you in front of people. Don't take for granted that is actually an opportunity a lot of people don't get, and it's not to hype yourself up. Okay, so remember that. Hey, that's all I'm going to say right now about the praise team. I certainly hope that this was beneficial to you. And perhaps there may be some issues that maybe you need as a choir director. If so, I will put the video that I have about that right here. I think it'll go. And I want you to have a beautiful day and keep doing your good singing, okay? And do good. Praise him.